Hello, hi everyone. My name is Rachel. I am joined by Deb Floros, and today
Hello.
we are going to be we're going to be showing off one of Deb's fabulous new designs using the July 2023 Sam's Bead box. That was our Viva Magenta theme, the color of the year. And I just found out this is like one of your favorite colors. Is that right?
Yeah, yes. This whole palette is my love language. My branding is more on the pink side, but there's shades of that throughout the box. So this is a great box. The colors are amazing.
Awesome. Yeah, the color of the year turns out is your color of the year.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
all for
They should
you.
just have me pick it.
Yeah, exactly. You they don't need a whole panel. Like who needs all that? But
No,
so
no.
yes,
Just skip all that.
today so I sent Deb a little sampling. So at Sam's Bead Shop, we have the Sam's Bead box. That is our monthly surprise goodie bag of beads. You can become a subscriber for $49 a month plus shipping. And every month you'll get a whole new set of beads and a surprise theme. We try to make them kind of go with the seasons, but also still feel fresh and new and exciting. So yeah, for this month, Viva Magenta, we were inspired by the color of the year. And we also just thought these like bright hot pinks and more reddish crimson tones would be fun for summer. It seemed like a good time for it. Yeah.
Definitely.
So I sent Deb some of the beads from the box as well as some of our SilverSilk. So this is a really, really cool product. I'll flip my screen around and tell you guys a little bit about it. Here's my other camera. Awesome. So
Beautiful.
I got all the SilverSilk here. So we work with Nilay Patel, the owner and designer of SilverSilk Company, to create these custom combinations every month. So the one that Deb chose, she chose this fuchsia on the white tube. So this is a hollow tube that you can actually put stuff through, which I think we might get to see very soon today. And it makes it's a really cool kind of chain to work with in a unique way. So we're going to be seeing this one at work today. That's the fuchsia on white. But you could do these same designs in the other custom combo that we did, which is the burgundy on fuchsia. So we tried this one. We wanted to take that hot pink, but then kind of mute it down a little bit with the burgundy. And then we also have some flat mesh options. So this is like a wire ribbon. And I think we used flat mesh last month for our class, right? With the June box.
Yeah, that's fun to work with too.
So folks can get some inspiration there. So you can either grab the fuchsia pink, like that pinky fuchsia and the burgundy mix, or just the classic silver. So lots of options. And then I wanted to show off the beads we'll be using today. So there are 3 different strands. You chose well, I'd say. So I just restocked these melons because I actually realized we were out of stock just before class today. So I was able to add 40 more to inventory. So these are an 8mm melon, and they pop, don't they?
Those are, okay, I'm just going to say it. Like, I believe those are now in my all-time favorite, like top 10 beads. Those are absolutely spectacular. Scoop those up, people, before I scoop them up.
Oh, yeah. This is the power of us being able to order custom for our box. Like we work directly with manufacturers in the Czech Republic. And so we were really wanting something different for this box, something that would really capture it. And so we were like, okay, what are other coatings that we haven't used before? So we kind of learned about some other styles. And this one, brings the pink in, but also that like neon kind of AB finish. We got those. We have our 6mm Drooks in magenta, just very classic. And a good color. And then lastly would be the melon barrels in this, what do we call this mix? This is our magenta crystal mix. And they are 6 by 8.5mm.
Love those.
Yeah. So yeah, those are the beads, the soft flex, and the SilverSilk. And then we also will be using some soft flex today in spinel, pink tourmaline. And I think you also have white quartz. And some seed beads. So let me just throw this over to you so you can get us into the project.
All right. So hi, everybody. We're going to make 2 things today. Hopefully we have enough time. a necklace and some earrings. And Rachel was so kind to go through all the pieces and parts I'm going to use. Let me just show you what tools you're going to need. So I'm going to use some chain nose pliers and some round nose pliers, some cutters, because you always have to have those, crimping pliers, or if you'd like to use the magic crimping tool. So truth be told, I'm not great at using this. I think I need Sarah Ayler from Softflex to teach me how to use this properly. I've watched all the videos. I don't know.
I know.
I think I need I need a one-on-one. But I'm actually going to try and use this and try and make the crimp look a little bead-ish. But you could use a crimping plier for that part of it if you would like. So we're going to use lots of tools, but this isn't a hard project. So the pieces and parts just kind of, I think, make it look harder than it is. But both projects pretty simple and just really fun. So
yeah,
if you're ready, Rachel, we can start.
Let's do it. Yeah, I just got to say, I really, really love these designs. Like, even though they're simple, like they just like, I don't know, they pack a punch. They're really exciting pieces. If you folks saw the thumbnail for today, you've seen the finished designs, and now you can see them come together.
All right.
Let's do it.
Well, first thing we're going to do is make the necklace. And I've got this amazing pipe chain. And I just think this is such a fun product because it's got just enough rigidity, but just enough fluidness that it's a great product. I mean, you can do just about anything with it. And I'm going to actually show you how to string it onto beading wire. And so I've got the Softflex white quartz. And I'm going to just take, I was going to tell you how much I have. I have about 15.5 inches of the pipe chain.
Okay, cool.
And this actually gives you enough, like I literally still have enough for another project in the package.
Yeah, because I think, you get 3 feet in the package. So you're not even using half of that. Cool.
Yeah. So this necklace that we're going to make, I'm calling a kind of a modern collar necklace because it's not a choker, but it's not a short necklace. It's kind of somewhere in between, sits kind of along the collar. So that's what I'm calling it, whether that's what it really is or not. That's what I'm calling it.
It works.
So we're gonna,
for sure.
We're going to string the pipe chain right onto our beading wire. I mean, it goes so smoothly into the pipe chain. I mean, Softflex is nice and smooth as a product anyways, but these two products work really nicely together. So I'm just pushing that through, and if you can see, it's starting to pop out the other end. And
it's like magic. Surprise.
Yeah. It's like a little snake that just went through there. And I'm gonna over add just so that you can kind of get a good vision of what I'm doing here. But I'm gonna cut from the spool, and then I'm gonna get my Softflex out of the way. And we're going to, so there's a bunch of different options you have here. So you'll see how the end of this looks, right? So you've got kind of a little bit of a bare base there. So you could do a lot of things. You could put a bead cap over this. You could leave it just as it is. You could use some kind of a crimp cover. You could even probably use a SilverSilk finding here, and that would actually allow you to not have to string wire through it. But there's lots of options, but we're going to go super economical here because
Mhm.
all the party is going to be in the front. We don't need to worry about the party in the back.
Yeah.
So what I did was I took a couple of daisy spacers. So if
Nice.
you follow me, you may know that I probably should be the daisy spacer ambassador because
Really
I use them for everything. So I'm gonna
interesting.
I have a massive supply. If they ever stop
Yeah.
making these, I'll die.
Yeah.
Um,
They must just come in handy for so many designs.
they do. So look, we're just kind of using that as a little bit of a cap. Now,
Mhm.
if you want to, you could glue this on because you've got a silicone base and it would probably glue on okay, but you don't have to. It's just
Yeah.
a preference, whatever you would like. And we're just doing simple, 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 simple. So
Yeah.
one of the cool things about soft flex is you don't have to hide it because you want to show it off. It's a beautiful material and it's colorful. So we're
Mhm.
going to show it off. We're going to we're going to make a lobster claw and loop closure. So I'm going to add a crimp tube and then I'm going to put the other end of my wire through the crimp, through the daisy spacer, and I've got my other end with a bead stopper. So I'm gonna just create a loop at the end, and that's what we're gonna attach our lobster claw to.
And can you hold that up even higher for a moment?
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. So you went up through the daisy and the crimp, and then you went back down through it as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
And we've just got a easy peasy little loop, and it looks lovely because the white goes perfect with the pipe chain. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like a match made in heaven here. So we're just going to do a nice crimp there. So you've got your pretty little white loop that looks like it should be part of this already.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that looks so finished. I love that look.
And I mean, if you think about, I mean, I'm not always thinking about the economical side of it, but a little daisy spacer is pennies compared to maybe what you might spend on a bead cap or some other kind of cap.
Yeah.
So I've got a pretty little lobster claw, and we're just going to add that and do the same thing we did on the other side. We're going to run that back through the crimp and the daisy spacer and into our pipe chain. And I'm going to make my loop just a little bit smaller on this side. Not quite as pronounced, but I want it to be visible because, again, it looks like it's part of this pipe chain.
Yeah.
And we're going to crimp that guy right on there. And so we've got our lobster claw, and that's the back of our piece, and I'm actually going to attach it.
I mean, it's you honestly just made a finished necklace if you wanted it to be. It's wearable.
Yeah, it's a beautiful pop of color. And obviously the options are endless here with this kind of a thing, but we're gonna embellish this.
Yeah.
So if you saw the picture, we're going to be creating like 3 little scallops around the base or around the bottom of the necklace. So now that we've got the back, the closure all taken care of, we can start working on this piece. So I used for the little strands that we created, the little scallops, I used the, what color is this guy?
I think that one's spinel. That's the more kind of reddish
Yeah.
tone. Is that right?
It's a redder tone. We've got all different shades here, so I thought that let's shake it up and let's use the
Yeah.
darker piece. So I think I didn't measure my little pieces, but I think I did about 6 inches or so for each of the little scallops. So I'm going to start by cutting my pieces of the Softflex.
And Celia in the comments said, hello, all, love this technique. I agree.
Awesome. And so we got 3 pieces of that lovely tone. So even though that may not at face value look like a good match, we're going to add different shades that are going to bring it all together.
Yeah.
So I believe
what we found with the Viva Magenta tone, I mean, if you even look at like the inspiration photos that the Pantone company has on their website, like they really show this beautiful variety of pinks into the reds. And so we kind of took that and we're like, all right, let's do the blend, because it adds more interest than just everything like matching perfectly. Yeah.
I believe too that when you start bringing more of sort of the same vein together, it actually it melds together better. Like if you do 2 colors, but if you do 3 or more, you usually can really bring everything together in sort of a kismet kind of way. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, that's a great tip. I love that.
So we're going to use the little drukes and little barrel beads in these little scallops. And I also, another Deb thing is I use a lot of seed beads. I don't identify as a seed beader necessarily, but I use lots of seed beads in my designs. And these are 15s. And I know that's scary to some people, but for me, they just add such an interesting dimension. But 11s work really well here too. And, frankly, you could do whatever you want with this kind of a thing. But I'm using 15s, and you'll see me fumble around a little bit with my fingers trying to use them because they are tiny. So I've got a pattern of one of the drukes. And then if I can get my little seed beads going, so I just like literally put them on my finger and kind of pop them onto the wire. And then we're going to add one of the barrel beads. So this is what those pretties look like together. And I'm using a bead stopper as I do this, even though I've got just a short strand. Well, I should say, because I have a shorter strand, you try to pick that up and everything's going to go everywhere. Yeah. So this is a little tedious to watch me be put on the seed beads, but I'm pretty fast, so I should be able to get these on quick. So you'll have 4 of the drukes and 3 of the barrels in each one of your strands.
And how many seed beads are you adding between each one?
I like 3. I'm a big trio girl.
But the odd count number, yeah.
But you could do more, you could do less, and honestly, with all of the choices in this bead box, I mean, there's lots of different beads you could use for this. Yeah. So you may take a look at this when it's all done and say, yeah, Deb, I like that, but I like these beads over here, and I'm going to do this with these beads.
Yeah, this technique, it's not like specific. It doesn't really need to be like exactly even the same size beads. Like this design is pretty flexible.
Yeah, and I'm doing 3 sections onto this pipe chain, but you could do less. You could do one loop in the center. You could just do whatever you want. This is a free country. So we're going to
those walkie-talkies. Got to turn that off. We have walkie-talkies in our office just because we have an upstairs and downstairs and it's so far away. But like the problem is we keep getting the people talking related to the trains here.
I was telling Rachel before we started that the other day I was watching the live sale and I was just cracking up over them using the walkie-talkies. It's so funny.
It was so helpful. I needed to know when my moment was to join the live sale, and it's perfect just to get the ring.
Oh, so good. I think it was the first day that you had them, and
yeah, we were pretty excited.
Sam was calling you, and I was thinking to myself, you guys should have really hammed it up and said, this is Rachel out.
Well, the problem is I don't know what the right thing is, so I gotta look up all that slang.
Well, it's a thing that's not really used that much anymore.
Yeah.
But I think it's a great idea for what you guys got going there.
Yeah, it's working so far.
Yeah, you guys have such a fun new work arrangement there. You've got lots of space, and people are busy everywhere in that place. So
there's rearranging happening. I think when I by the end of this hour, when I go outside to part of the office, it's going to look completely different because we're still figuring out how to just optimize the space. Just how do we use it the best and that flows well and everyone's comfortable. And so it's a good thing to be trying to figure out.
Yeah, it's always fun it's never fun to actually move. The moving part is not fun, but you, once you get in and you can start playing around with, where you put stuff and how to organize it. It's fun.
That part is the best. Yeah.
Super fun. So
I've got you're prepping. I like this. We're kind of in a little bit of assembly mode. You're prepping all three of them.
Yeah. And I'm not always when I make things, I'm not always this. I don't always make things this way. I literally may have made one and attached it, then made the other one. But I thought for the sake of today, I'd be a little bit organized and try and.
Well, once you're making the design, that's fair. Once you're making the design a second time, you have a new process. I'm sure the first time you're in the creative design mode, so anything can happen. Yeah.
Yes,
if someone's replicating the design, they could do it this way.
Yes. I think the day that I made this, my husband texted me and said something about his day. He was at work and I said, let me show you what my day looks like. And I took a picture of my workspace, and his response was chaos.
Yes. I had that thought the other day. I was like, I should just send my friends a photo of what my desk looks like at some random point in the day. And then I'd love to see what they're doing. Cause it's, me and my friends work in all just such different fields that it's I think it could be quite interesting.
Yes. We should do a weekly, what are you doing? What does your
desk look like right now?
Now.
What's your point of view?
All right. So we've got, where's my other bead stopper? We've got 3 strands here. Now, I also am kind of doing something I don't normally do here because I have to, but I usually like to work from the strand or from the package.
Oh, from the spool.
With wire. Yeah. But because of this, kind of arrangement, we really can't. So we're going to have probably a little bit of waste here, but that's okay because we need our big impact.
Yeah.
So I'm going to move everything that is going to go flying. If I happen to bump into it, which I probably will. So let me get everything out of the way.
Perfect. Good call.
And I'm going to we're going to do a lot of crimping. So for this part, I'm not going to use the magic crimping pliers. I'm just going to regular crimp for this, but you could certainly make this, this a little fancier with the magic crimping pliers. We're going to do the fancy crimping pliers for the earrings. So we're going to attach these directly onto our pipe chain with some loops and crimp tubes. And you want your attachment to be taut, not tight. We want these to be a tad bit movable, but we don't want them sliding all over the place willy-nilly. So it's a little bit of a balance to get it just right. But we are sure gonna give it a try. So I'm going to start by putting on a crimp tube, and these are soft flex crimp tubes, which are the best. And we're going to wrap that around our pipe chain, and I'm not going to be worried about exactly where it is just yet. And I'm going to put that soft flex through the crimp, and then if I can get it to go through the struck, should go through there. There we go. It's coming. There we go. So I'm going to kind of size up the location of my my closure, and I want this center one to be a little bit more of a U shape than the other two. And I want this to be centrally located. So I'm gonna, if you can see what I've got going here, I'm gonna cinch that.
Great. The close up.
I'm cinching up just with a little bit of wiggle room. Just a little bit of wiggle room. And I'm just going to do a normal crimp with the regular crimping pliers.
So how much movement does that have? Like, can it move, or no? It's pretty in that spot. Yeah. Like if you really pushed it, you probably could move it.
I want right now to be able to move it. But because of that, that wire and the texture of the soft flex, it grabs. So it's okay if you've got just a little smidge of a space there. If you can see that space, just a little smidge of a space. I'm going to cut off my excess. Grab my cutters. And get rid of that excess. And then we're going to do the other end of it. So let's say a little prayer that this, I cut off enough here. I did. So I know, I'm going to wrap that,
especially when you're teaching.
Yes. Oh my gosh. How many times do you get to a point where you're showing somebody something and you realize, I don't have enough wire, or I don't have enough this, I don't have enough that.
The thing is, sometimes people appreciate seeing things again.
All right, so I'm going to pull this other side down. So this is a little fiddly, guys, but that's okay. And we want the beads to, we don't want a gap in our beads. So this, I just want to move just a little bit before I crimp, kind of sizing up where this closure is. And just going to cinch that down a little bit. It's got a little bit of wiggle room, and I'm going in. I'm going to crimp.
Make it permanent.
It's attached. All right, so we got the first piece on, and I'm just gonna pull that excess out and cut that guy off. All right, so I'll give you another close-up of that first section there.
Oh, that's
So
fabulous.
it's movable, but not terribly movable. And I do want to be able to adjust it just a touch so that it's in the right spot. So this could also be your necklace right here. So
yeah.
So we could just do the simple strand of pipe chain. We could do a strand of pipe chain with just one little scallop, but no, we're going for broke here.
Oh yeah.
That's just not enough. Just not enough.
No, it's, well, as you were saying, it's all about the trios. That's what makes the design look so good.
Yes, I'm very much a do it in threes kind of person. So, all right, got my next crimp on, and now I'm going to start with wrapping this second one around, drop it into the crimp. And these drucks are a little tough to get through with the soft flex, but they do go through. I actually kind of like that they're a little hard to get the beads through because they're not gonna move around.
Yeah, that end will kind of probably stay in there well.
Yeah, so I'm going to, again, this is going to be movable but not movable. So I'm going to get it to a point where it's just about maybe half an inch, maybe not quite half an inch apart from the last scallop. And I'm going to crimp that on. And the magical crimpers would kind of add a little bit of probably a nicer rounded look to our crimps. But I don't think it's, I mean, who's going to notice? Who's going to know the difference except us, right? Your friends, most of your friends probably won't even know what a crimp is.
No, not at all.
The average soul does not know what a crimp is.
It's hard to believe. Like these things are all so familiar to us, but it's really true.
Yes. What do you mean you don't know what a crimp is? Come on. Come on. All right. So I'm going to make these ones on the side a little, they're going to be a little wider, I guess is the term.
What was the thinking or kind of what felt right about that?
I like the kind of look of like almost like a collar, like an old-fashioned collar. So it has like the look of a rounded shirt collar from the days gone by.
Yeah.
If I can get this into the
hardest part.
Come on, go in there, buddy. Why don't you go to your home? Sometimes if you move the crimp down, you can see it better. All right, come on, go on there. There we go.
Fabulous.
Yeah, the drugs are a little tough to get the two passes of your soft flex through.
Yeah, the first one, no issue.
Yeah, no issue whatsoever. Okay, so just gonna pull. We want to press down to make sure we get the beads tight, and then we're gonna get up there. And then I'm gonna slide that one out because I want that to be wider. And I'm actually going to pull that just a touch tighter than I would the others.
Oh, and Holly shared with us that another name for this kind of style would be a Peter Pan collar.
Yes, that's
I have heard that before. Is that what you were thinking of? Okay, perfect. Yes. Thank you, Holly.
Thanks, Holly. Yeah, I did not remember that.
I wonder why it's called that, because she's saying that is a very like feminine style. And it's a really lovely style. It's a fun name for it.
Yeah, I will have to look up the origin of that. I'm sure Wikipedia can tell us what that is.
Yeah.
Why that is that. All right, so I'm crimping that one on. And I've got it a little bit tighter to kind of keep that shape up there.
Yeah.
And then we just got to get our excess off. So
Would you
we've
give us a
got
close up of what we have there?
yes. So we've got a little wider version.
Nice.
And you can see how these colors are all starting to come together perfectly, like the bright pink and the dark of the Drux. I mean, it's beautiful. It's such a beautiful combination. So I'm just going to give myself a little bit of extra room on this piece. All right, so last one. Let's see if I can get this on here right. Just going to wrap that around. And we're going to push that through that bead. If I can.
This really is like a 30-minute necklace. Like folks can put this together pretty quickly.
Definitely.
Really cool.
Definitely. I mean, it looks complicated probably from the picture of it, but it's really not.
You could make this before you head out for dinner.
It's Friday night.
Yeah, make it for this evening.
Now this of a bugger. So I am going to
always pick a different one. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to
vary a little bit.
Out. Sorry guys, but I'm going to swap that one out. There's also something, so thinking about Friday night, this colorway, there's, you know, sort of shades of wine here. So if you like wine, this could be a wine collar necklace.
Take this out to the wine bar.
Yeah.
The perfect setting.
Yes. If it wasn't so dang hot here, there's a great wine bar not too far from me, but most of the time it's people like to go outside and partake in the wine. All right, I'm going to give myself another little help here, and I'm going to cut at an angle my soft wax. Let's see if I can get that guy to go through. I think it just might be this rough end of this piece. Yeah, I can feel it going through there.
Awesome. It's a good little tip. So you just cut the end of that wire at an angle, just so it's a little thinner at the top?
Yes. And it's gone through, but now I got to get it. Got it.
Oh, there we go. Easy peasy.
So I'm going to push this over. So it's not crimped yet. So I'm going to get it to about the same spacing as this side over here. So you've got just a little, maybe is that close to ½ an inch, maybe there. And got a little bit of wiggle room. And we're going to crimp that guy right on there. Oops. Give that one extra little cinch and get our excess off of there. All right. And you can do that little trick too with a lot of different kinds of beading wire. If you're struggling to get it to go through, you can just snip off that end at an angle. So last one. Last crimp. This is a crimp-tastic project.
For sure. You get lots of practice with this one.
Yes. If you don't like crimping, I think you should force yourself to do this one. So I'm actually going to cut this.
I know. You've already done, I think, 8 crimps. Quite a few. Usually a necklace only has 2, but we've got plenty today.
Yes, I don't mind crimping myself. All right, come on, buddy. You can go through there. I know you can. I know you can. Oh, I can see it. All right, and if I could just grab it, that's another thing about if you've got some really thin chain nose pliers, you can probably get in there, get it. Except I kept grabbing the other end. All right, we got it. All right, so I'm gonna cinch. I need to cinch down the beads too. So I'm gonna pull, but I want to cinch this down. Oh, and I just popped it out of there.
Oh no!
Just popped that.
One more try.
One more time here. Yeah, these drugs are going to be tricky for you. And another variation of this that might help you is you could pick a different bead to be at your end. So you could pick the barrels to be at the end here, or if you've got a different bead that you've chosen for this, these scallops.
Yeah, and you could even test that out ahead of time, just like as you're picking at your beads, kind of test out which ones have fit well with going through twice.
Yeah.
Or use one of Soft Flex thinner beading wires is another option too.
A thinner gauge. So I see that little guy. Come on, little bugger. I just want to be able to cinch this down and tighten it. Do both at the same time. And I'm going to take the opportunity to stretch it out. And then I'm going to pull, push, pull, pull. And I think I've got that just about right. Just about right. Push that in just a touch. All right. And then we're going to crimp. Sorry, that was a little rough for that last one.
No, it's good. It's good to show. I think it's nice when people see like not everything has to come so easily. Sometimes it just takes a little time, but that's all right. We get there.
And I think another thing that I did with this last little piece of wire was it was a little bit shorter. So that also maybe a little tip is make sure you give yourself enough wire to work with so that you don't make it so hard on yourself.
Yeah. And Lynn in the comments, she just commented, I would have never thought to attach to SilverSilk this way. There we go.
The pipe chain.
Brand new ideas.
The pipe chain is so great. I've seen people do all kinds of things with it. You can stitch onto it. It's got rigidity, but fluidity at the same time. So a fun little Peter Pan collar necklace.
Yes.
That
Maria says, love it.
Shades of wine. So see that up close.
Yeah, you can just hold it right there for a little bit. That is so pretty.
So the color,
I love the tones, how they flow together, all of it.
Yeah, the colors amazingly all come together so perfectly. I think the kind of the two-tone nature of these barrels, and then the soft flex, I mean, just all of it just comes together so nicely. So this colorway is my love language for sure.
Oh yeah. And I mean, I love that you you picked out your shirt for Viva Magenta. You fully take it on today. I love that.
I am praised. So should we make earrings too?
We've got time. I would love to see some earrings to go along with it.
Okay. So we're going to set this guy aside. In fact, I think I'm going to put it on, because it does match my shirt.
Yeah? Oh my God. Well, then let me make you bigger so everyone can see. Oh, that is such a perfect, just like the size is so lovely.
And it can be like a layering piece. So if you want some color and then maybe some metallic chains, below it. So, and I like a collar necklace because it does kind of sit at the collar. So if you like a a cool little crew neck t-shirt, or in the winter, a crew neck sweater. I mean, it just sits like right at that collar line and looks really cool. So,
oh, that looks so beautiful. I love it. I'm gonna have to try out this technique for sure.
Nile hit the ball out of the park with this pipe chain product for sure.
It is fabulous. Let's see. I just saw a question come in. They said, "What wire did you use on the beads?" Yeah, we used soft flex medium beading wire. I think we've used some spinel and white quartz. Yeah, there it is. Those are the colors we've used. And then the main part of the necklace would be the SilverSilk Pipe Chain. So we've got soft flex and SilverSilk here at Sam's Bead Shop. So you can check out our website if you want to grab any.
So we used these 3 for the necklace.
Awesome.
And when you look at them here, you're like, I don't know if that goes together, but they do amazingly go together.
We saw it. We saw it happen.
All right. So we're going to use that 3rd color of soft flex here. And actually I have a full spool here. So here's
and actually, can I do one quick shout out? Jesse just reminded me. We're talking all about the July box right now, but the August box is actually going to be shipping out next week. We'll be shipping out on either the 9th or the 10th. So now is just the last few days to become a subscriber and get the August box as your first box. And it's extra special because Danielle Wicks co-designed it with us.
Oh,
can you believe that? So
it's going to be gorgeous.
It's going to be so, I can't wait to send you some of those beads.
Oh man, I can't wait to see this. Yeah, Danielle is such a sweetheart. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And it means we get like extra classes with Danielle next month because she's, like she chose these beads. So now she has all these ideas. So I think August is going to be a pretty special box.
Yeah. He's probably already made 100 things. And
I know. I think the only thing stopping her. Yeah, she's like, I think she's on a little family vacation right now, which I'm so glad she's taking a lovely break. And then I'm sure when she gets back, I know we're going to get so many photos.
Do you really think she's taking a break? Like, do you really think she stopped?
Well, I don't know. She did still answer my question, from Legoland, but I know she's having fun with her boys, so which is good.
Great. Yeah. That's excellent. Well, I can't wait to see this box. That's an exciting promo.
Yeah. Cool. Thank you for the little interruption.
No
but let's see. Oh, and we have one of the finished ones. Perfect.
Yeah, we're gonna make one. So this is also really super easy, but I need a moment here to tell you how much I love these particular beads. I really do think these are probably some of my most favorite beads ever now that I've seen them. They are such a beautiful shape. The melon shape is amazing. The color is amazing. The finish is amazing. And simple earring, but look at the divine color and shine. I mean, they're amazing. Amazing beads.
Yeah. I'm so happy you came up with a design that just like is all about showing these off. Like that's what this design is for.
And you said you got how many strands in the shop?
40? I was able to get 40 more. Thank you for the plug. Yes, we got 40 more strands on the website. So you have a chance to grab them if you missed out on the first batch.
Well, if the people watching don't buy them all up before the end of the show, I might have to pick up a few more because these are gorgeous. So
we might be sending a few to Arizona very soon.
So these earrings are super easy to make, and we're also going to be capitalizing on soft flex. So I think this is a pretty simple gig. We are going to use crimps, and we are going to use the magical crimping pliers. Deb's going to give it a try.
Ooh, all right, why not?
Yeah. I mean, who's going to know if they don't look like super fabulous, right? So
we got to practice.
And it is good to practice. The more I do this, the more I will get good at it. So I think that's probably more than I definitely need, but I think for this particular earring, it's about 6 inches of soft flex. But the cool thing about this earring too is you can make it as big or small as you would like. So, so I've cut my piece and I chose to string on 3 beads on either side. And then I've got a wire wrapped bead. And actually, did I give myself a head pin? Yes, I did. I just didn't put it out. So I'm using a ball head pin. So we can wire wrap one of our beads. So you need a total of 7 beads per earring, but you could do more or less. And you could mix in other beads if you would like. And
okay, so if you grab a strand, it's a 15-piece strand. So you'll have 1 extra bead afterwards for however you want to use it.
And you could always add other beads, but honestly, why would you with these? I mean,
just let them stand on their own. They can do it.
They are the star of this show, for sure. Okay, so I'm going to string on my 6 beads. And this is going to be a little bit probably backwards to what you would think you would do. And I think this is fun to do it this way because we are going to crimp this closed and we want it to kind of look like we're not doing that. So, so we're going to take a crimp and add it to either side of our beads. So I'm going to just put those crimps on either side. So your strand looks like that. And then you're going to take your little wire wrapped bead and string that on. So it looks like that. And then what we're going to do is take our wires and put them into the crimps. So we're going to kind of switch places. And this is a little tricky. You're going to kind of have to hold on to both of your wires. But I'm putting my right wire through my left crimp. Then the side that you have your wire wrapped bead on, you're going to put your wire through that little bead, the loop, and the crimp. You want to make sure you get that bead on there. So before I pull it tight, you can see I've got the wire into those crimps. And then I'm going to grab my other earring and I want to make sure I get the size of it about right, about the same size. So I'm going to push those crimps together up top like that. And you'll want a touch of wiggle room up there so that that little dangle bead can actually move. You don't want it to be paralyzed in there. So here's your magical crimping pliers. If you can see that little notch in there, the ticket is to get your crimp right into that notch. And as Sarah Ayler always says, I think we call that making the ravioli.
Oh, yeah. I've heard that.
Does look like a little piece of ravioli. All right, so I first start with just kind of getting my raviolis there, and see my bead can still move. Oop, and I didn't get that quite crimped in there good enough. All right, so
Did you hold that up just one more time there?
Yeah.
So you just did kind of like one kind of initial crimp just to secure it. Okay.
Yeah, and I'm testing it because what I want to do is get these excess pieces off of here so that I can start working with this. and I can start working around. I did not get this guy crimped well enough. I want to start using that magical crimper. So tip here, be careful. Do not cut the wire that your earring, your beads are on. But you can cut right up to your crimp. And even if you have a little tiny bit of your soft flex left, that's okay. And then what we're going to do is try to get that magical crimper to make these into little cute beads, which, you know, again, this is not really my specialty.
But yeah, you kind of just going around it, continuing to press, not too hard. That was what I found. You kind of just like keep going around, I don't know, a little lighter than you might think. And you're just rounding it out with those magical crimping pliers.
Yes.
And it starts to look like a little silver bead.
Or just a mangled
I mean, it was going to look like a crimp anyway, so whatever happens. But I love this idea. Like, I was wondering where the crimp was in this design. Honestly, I didn't know. I thought that was like just part of the wire around, like with that bead. So I love that you're doing the crimps right next to your wire wrap, because then it all just kind of goes together.
So I didn't quite, so just to show you, we're all learning. I didn't get my two crimps together close enough here, because I've got quite a bigger gap than I would like in between the crimps, but honestly, that works.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just maybe a little different than you intended.
Yeah, but here I got the crimps closer together, and so you're basically just turning it. So we were working up here, then you're just going to grab the top of it and let the beads fall down against those crimps, and it looks like you've got little silver beads as your accents. So simple.
You're hiding the crimps like in plain sight.
Yeah,
like you're hiding them by making them right there in the center.
Yes, that I wish I would have thought of that hiding in plain sight comment. Yes, that's exactly. So
cool.
That's kind of how I like to work with soft flex is, you know, I think we fight to hide the wire so often, but with soft flex, you almost want it to show, especially when you're using it in fun colors. So why don't we keep with that theme and show off our crimps with something like this? And you've got a cute little dangle. And this one, again, is not super perfect, but they're I mean, these beads are so dang beautiful.
Yeah,
they just are.
I love this. Oh, these look so good. And then you just threw on the ear wires, and
yeah,
ooh, we get to see it. We get to see the whole set.
Yeah,
I love it.
So you could do this. So I actually really quick, I have another pair of these on with a round lever back. These are vintage crystals. So you can use all the different colors. You've got tons of different beads in your bead box. You could make so many pairs of these earrings. Oh my gosh.
Well, yeah, and like to me, these are a set. Like, yes, we use different beads and like different colors, but because they're both like have that curve of the soft flex, like to me, they go together really well. Oh, that is so fun.
Look at these beads. Good God.
Oh, look at your design. Come on. It's fabulous.
I'm going to make like all the things with these beads. I'm telling you. I love them.
Wait, I'm so excited. Oh, I love it. I love how that all came together. That is so fabulous.
Fun and pretty easy. I fiddled around with the drucks, making the necklace, fiddled, around with the crimps, but all of you guys are experienced. You'll easily be able to make these, and you could make these in an hour like we did and be out the door go have some dinner on a Friday night. Go have maybe a glass of wine, match your jewelry.
Yes. Well, you're getting lots of love in the comments. So deserved. We get so beautiful, fun, fun, fun. What a smart way to incorporate the crimps. This set is beautiful. Lots of love in the comments. Thank you for showing us the fun designs.
Thank you. And thanks for having me back. This was so fun.
Oh, absolutely.
This box, if folks haven't cracked it open yet or haven't pulled any of it out yet, it's time, because this box is beautiful. Lots of pretty stuff.
Well, I hope folks have taken away lots of inspiration. We learned these designs. We also learned lots of little techniques and tricks along the way. And it's perfect. It's been an hour. This is perfect. I can't believe it. I love when the timing works out. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for sharing your design and your expertise. We so appreciate you sharing that with the Sam's Bead Shop community. And thank you all for joining us today. We appreciate it. So have a good weekend, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.